Hi, I'm Jason Roth, a professional poker dealer and poker player, and I'm here to teach you some tips and secrets on how to make your casino poker experience enjoyable and how to make you a profitable player. When you go to the casino to play poker, the interesting thing is that you're not playing against the house. The house has no interest in who wins and who loses. Rather, you're playing against other players who have also come to the casino to play against you. And that's what makes poker so unique. You're able to match your skills and your wit against other people, not against the house. When we play poker in the casino, we play with one deck of 52 cards with the four suits of diamonds, hearts, spades, and clubs. There are 13 cards in each suit, and unlike blackjack, the face cards, that is the king, queen, jack, 10, are not all equal in value. The king is ranked higher than the queen, which is ranked higher than the jack, which is ranked higher than the 10. Therefore, when a poker player says he has a pair of kings and another player says that they have a pair of queens, the player with the pair of kings is going to win because kings are higher. We'll begin by looking at the ranking of hands, that is, what hands beat what. In a poker game, the lowest possible ranking of hand is no pair. That is, the player does not have any two cards of the same rank. They don't have any cards that are both sevens, both kings, both tens, etc. I'll lay out an example of such a hand. If a player were to turn these 5 cards over, he would have no pair. As you can see, he has an ace, a 9, an 8, a 7, and a 5. 5 individual cards that do not match each other. This is the lowest form of poker hand. It's called no pair. And in this case, it's called ace high. The next rank of hands is one pair. For example, a player showing this would now have a pair of 5s with an ace, 8, and 7. This pair of 5s could be beaten perhaps by the next ranking of hands, which would be 2 pair. In this case, this player is showing a pair of 7s, a pair of 5s, and an ace. Many poker players call this 7s up. Many times a player will turn their cards over and say, I have 2 pair, 7s up, which means the higher pair is 7s with some other pair ranking lower than that. 2 pair can be beaten by 3 of a kind. In this case, 3 5s. Also sometimes called trips. Players will often turn their cards over and say, I have trip 5s, meaning 3 of a kind 5s. 3 of a kind can then be beaten by a straight. That is 5 cards in numerical order. In this case, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we're getting into some powerful hands. A straight is usually, but not always, a winning hand in poker. A straight can be beaten by a flush. A flush is 5 cards that are all of the same suit. Now, one of the most common questions asked at the poker table is, what wins, a straight or a flush? They're both a 5-card hand. One is in numerical order, one is all the same suit. I'm here to tell you, a flush beats a straight. A flush can be beaten by a very powerful hand in poker, that is, a full house. A full house is a combination of 3 of a kind, in this case 3 9s, plus a pair, in this case a pair of 5s. This is a combination of trips and a pair. This is a full house. In this case, the player would turn their hand over and say 9s full of 5s. Full houses are very powerful hands and very rarely do they lose. A full house can be beaten by 4 of a kind. 4 of a kind is sometimes called quads, that is, quad 9s in this case. A player turning over quad 9s never loses, almost never loses. Quad 9s could be beaten by a straight flush, that is, 5 cards that are in numerical order and are also of the same suit. You see this very, very rarely at the poker table, but if you are dealt it, you should raise. The highest hand possible in a poker game is a straight flush to the ace, also called a royal flush. Royal flushes are so uncommon that many card rooms in America will offer some sort of bonus or some sort of jackpot if you're able to turn one of these over. The odds of being dealt this hand are very remote. It is the highest hand in all of poker. There's a certain excitement when you get to the poker room of your casino. There'll be people bustling around. You'll hear the rattling sound of chips as they get shuffled in the players' hands. A floor person will bring you to the open seat at your table, and then you will buy in. Sometimes there will be a buy-in window. Sometimes you'll buy chips directly from the dealer. Buying in at the table is when you exchange your currency for chips or checks, which you will then use to play a poker game with. If you have any questions when you get to the poker room about buying in or available games, there's always a floor person there to help you along and answer your questions.